Cracked pavement snaked through the town, buildings stood empty, windows like vacant eyes. A rusted swing set creaked in the wind. The moon hid, casting long, eerie shadows. This was Desolation Town. The only sound was the wind whistling through broken glass. A place forgotten, haunted by silence, or so it seemed. Something stirred in the shadows. Whiskers twitched, sensing the night's eerie stillness. The air was thick with an unsettling quiet, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. Cleo, a sleek black cat, padded through the desolate streets. Her paws made no sound on the cold, hard pavement. The city, once bustling with life, now lay in a ghostly silence. Her emerald eyes scanned the darkness, ever watchful. She was the guardian of these streets, a silent sentinel in the night. A low growl rumbled in her chest, a warning to any who dared to challenge her. She was small but fierce, a true warrior in the shadows. From an alley, a figure stumbled, its movements jerky and unnatural. The stench of decay filled the air as it emerged from the darkness. Rotten flesh hung from its bones, a grotesque reminder of its undead state. The creature's eyes were vacant yet filled with a relentless hunger. Glowing eyes fixed on Cleo, recognizing her as a threat. The zombie's gaze was unyielding, driven by an insatiable need to feed. A zombie, driven by endless hunger, advanced towards her. Its movements were slow but determined, each step bringing it closer to its prey. Cleo arched her back, fur on end. This was her town, her territory. She wouldn't let this abomination take it from her. She wouldn't let this monster take it. With a hiss and a swipe of her claws, she prepared to defend her home, ready to face the undead threat head-on. The zombie lurched forward, arms outstretched. Cleo darted aside, a shadow in the night. She hissed, leading the monster on a chase. Through alleys and streets they ran, the zombie relentless. Cleo agile and quick. She had to use her wits. This was a game of cat and mouse, with the town as their playground. Section 4. Feline Fury, Zombie Worry. Cleo, the fearless feline, led the zombie towards the old construction site. Her paws barely made a sound as she darted through the shadows, her eyes gleaming with determination. The construction site was a maze of metal beams and loose chains that hung precariously from above. The air was thick with dust and the scent of rusted iron. As Cleo surveyed the chaotic scene, a plan formed in her clever mind. She knew she had to use the environment to her advantage. The zombie, clumsy and slow, followed her every move. Its decaying body stumbled over debris, but it was relentless in its pursuit. It reached for Cleo, its rotten fingers grasping at the air. The zombie's moans echoed through the empty site, a haunting reminder of its undead state. With a powerful leap, Cleo jumped across a wide gap, landing gracefully on a narrow metal beam. She balanced effortlessly, her tail flicking with confidence. The zombie, fooled by her agility, followed blindly. It stumbled and tripped, unable to match Cleo's nimbleness. The chase continued, but Cleo had the upper hand. Section 5. Whisker Wisdom Wins. In the heart of Desolation Town, a battle was brewing. The air was thick with tension, and the silence was deafening. The beam groaned under the zombie's weight. It was an old rusty structure, barely holding together, and now it was being tested to its limits. Metal shrieked as it ripped loose. The sound echoed through the empty streets, a harbinger of the chaos that was about to unfold. The zombie, caught off guard, tumbled down into the darkness below. Its grotesque form flailed helplessly as it descended, disappearing into the abyss. A cloud of dust erupted, the ground shook slightly, and debris scattered in all directions, marking the end of the zombie's fall. Cleo peered over the edge. The zombie lay still. She had won. Her eyes, sharp and calculating, scanned the scene below, ensuring there were no more threats. With a flick of her tail, Cleo turned and melted back into the shadows. Her movements were graceful, almost ethereal, as if she was a part of the darkness itself. Desolation Town was safe again, thanks to its fearless protector. The once bustling town, now a ghostly remnant of its former self, could rest easy for another night. The night was silent once more, except for the satisfied purr of a clever cat. Cleo, the guardian of Desolation Town, had once again proven her worth. Her wisdom and bravery were unmatched, and as she sat contentedly, the town knew it was in safe paws.